So, Ashley, this seems to have taken the business community by surprise this afternoon. But from your perspective, has this been a surprise coming?
To be honest, Scott, no. I think it's been coming all along. Like I said in my statement to you guys, Arabtec has been struggling for quite a while, and it only seemed inevitable that this sort of thing was going to happen. As you saw from their half-year results, I think it was around a net loss of $230 million, which is a considerable amount of money. So. Yeah, it's a massive shame that they have gone into liquidation, but I think there is a way out for them. You know, if they act quickly, then they might be able to save the business. But yeah, they'll have to act pretty smoothly.
I mean, obviously, they've got some pretty famed icons to their name, such as the Burj Khalifa. Where has this gone wrong for them, and particularly this year?
That's quite a tricky question. I just think that they have a bit more of a handle on their budgets and finances. It seems to have been quite chaotic from what they've reported. So I just think it's, you know, they denied as well the other day that they had appointed a debt advisor firm, which obviously shows that the firm was just kind of spiraling downward. So yeah, I just think it's come to a point where they can't function as a business anymore, and it's a massive shame.
Do you think liquidation will actually help them get out of this hole then? Can you say you see a way forward for them? What do you think their plan ahead could be?
Yeah, I mean, they as I said just then, they're going to have to act quickly. They are one of the biggest construction firms in the region, in my opinion. You know, they were in our top 30 of the Power 100 list, and they brought in a group CEO to try and change things around. And I interviewed Wael Farzik, and he seemed quite optimistic that they could get Arabtec back to their former days. So I do think there is hope. But obviously in a very uncertain market at the moment, only time will tell, I suppose.
We've seen previous reports of sort of thousands of jobs going previously. What do you think this news actually means for the wider Dubai economy? I mean, how big a business story is this for the Dubai economy?
Oh, this is massive, but this is probably only one of several firms, I think, to be honest, that could potentially crash and be liquidated. We've seen that. I've interviewed quite a lot of firms in particular where developers are asking them to renegotiate their contracts, which is putting firms in vulnerable states. I think is wrong, but it's happening, and there's not a lot that these construction firms can do about it. These developers are holding a gun essentially against these contractors' heads and say, you know, you take on the work or you go somewhere else, which is the case in the minute, which is sad.
Just a point on that, on sad. I mean, this would be a great shame if the name of Arabtec actually disappeared from the market, considering everything that they've constructed over the years.
It would be a massive shame, yes. Obviously, they've worked on some of the most iconic projects in the region, and they have a lot more to give, I think. They're working on lots of stuff, I know, in the UAE. I think I remember them saying that they're looking more into Saudi Arabia. So yeah, it would be a huge shame if there was kind of no way out for them.
Final question. Coronavirus cannot have helped them this year. Do you think that's played a factor?
I think it's kind of tipped them over the edge, yes. There's been a lot of financial repercussions that have affected these businesses, and COVID it's just been devastating, particularly for the construction industry. A lot of other sectors have been probably more affected than this construction industry in terms of development, but financially it has sunk unfortunately. But we'll just have to see if they're able to get out and escape from these financial troubles.